Thanks for the support as a channel member, Harold Rotmo. Somehow we've got ourselves into this weird situation where we're still a tier 9 team, but today we play in the first round proper of the FA Cup, and we're odds-on favourites to make it through to the second round. This is insane. Long may it continue. Hello and welcome to part 12 of the Bourne Legacy. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that FA Cup first round tie at home against Fareham Town. That is Fareham Town of the Sydenham's Wessex Premier League. They are top of it. So they're top of their equivalent Counties League, which I think is the level we're at. Counties League, level 209. Let's just double check. So we are also in the Counties League. So we're top. So they're top of an equivalent division to the one that we're top of. But the difference is, if we have a look on our schedule, firstly, we're at home, which is a big advantage. And secondly, the game seems to think we've got quite a good chance of winning this game, which is lovely. Less lovely is it might be the final time we see Conor Carty play. As you can see, the offers have started to come in for him. Still only 18 years old, under 19 Irish international, and there have been 3 bids come in to take him back to Ireland. Cork City, Waterford, Shelbourne, all looking to take him off our hands. He is going to be gone very, very soon. But can he score a last couple of goals for us to keep our cup run continuing? Fingers crossed. So this is the team we're putting out there for this massive FA Cup game against Fareham Town. We've got Wuziewicz in goal, a back four, Jackson, Taylor, Ellis and Pearson, Harrison, Benson in midfield, Forster and Clark supporting Day and Carty up front. I'm talking as if I haven't done transfers. I think I have brought in a number of new players since the last episode, but I don't think any of them are yet in the first team. We're kind of doing a different model now, trying to bring in younger players. He says he's 22, but looking to bring in slightly younger players who maybe aren't quite as good as Carty, but might stick around a little bit longer. So I don't know if that's a sensible strategy or not. We will find out, I am sure. But for now, let's first check the finances. So we've got 60 grand in the bank at the moment, thanks to this FA Cup run so far. Now we just want to find out what the balance is going to be after this match. Obviously, we want to get into the second round. We want the opportunity for a big FA Cup tie, but we also want the money. We got 15 grand just for winning in the last round. I can't imagine what the prize money is at this round. There you go. I expect nothing but a win to keep our good run of form going. And now it is all over into the hands of my players. Got to trust the players. And Forster's put us 1-0 up after 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. It's Bourne 1. Fareham Town 0. It's the first round of the FA Cup. I cannot believe we're already playing in the FA Cup first round and we're already ahead in our tie. It's a lovely header from Forster, and this is, I don't know, this has got to be the maddest cup run I've ever seen in football. Has there ever been anything like it? Give me real life examples of I mean, there's guaranteed to be at least one tier 9 team in the second round of the FA Cup, because obviously both us and Fareham, both tier 9. Does that happen in real life? Do clubs from this low down make it that far? Or is this one of the great FA Cup runs from both of us? And Fareham just confirming that it is both of us, because they've just grabbed an equaliser. And actually, looking at the stats so far, they've been the better team. They've had more shots, more possession, and we might not be as much of a foregone conclusion for this second round as I might have thought we might be. This is a little bit of a worry. We'll be fine. We'll turn things around. It looks like hopefully we're going to get the ball back here and get a bit of a counter-attack going, or else it was a very weird place to start that highlight. But Fareham still have the ball, and they're knocking it around the midfield as if we're not there. They seem like a decent side. We're chasing shadows a little bit here. They're flying past us. Cross comes in again, and luckily it doesn't end up in the back of the net. But we, I think we might need to show a little bit of passion. Just to remind everybody, FA Cup first round. Conor Carty, if you're going back to Ireland, this might be the only time you ever play in the FA Cup. Cross, or ball forward, I guess, not a cross. Marcus Day tucks it away. He's not under offer from anywhere. We've still got a good few months before he's hit the 6-month marker that we talked about in the last episode. Presumably Carty has just hit that. We must have signed him fairly early on in the summer, I guess, unless my 6-month theory is now proven to be absolute nonsense. It's a lovely flick on from Carty. Lovely finish from Day. And we're back up ahead in this tie. 2-1 to us. We are still... I mean, it's still very, very even, though. Looking at those stats, if I was Fareham, I would be feeling a smidgen hard done by. To be fair, there's only been one clear-cut chance in the game. It was ours, and we scored it. But even still, they've had more possession. They've had more shots. They've had a half chance to our clear-cut chance. They are definitely putting up more of a fight than those pre-match odds maybe indicated that they would. So we need to be on our game in the second half if we're not going to mess things up. But we do go in at half-time, 2-1 up, and that is important. Don't get complacent out there. They're not going to get complacent out there. Oh, I don't want to get too overexcited until we're like 4 goals up, but we are ahead in the game, and this is the massive positive. Jackson now trying to get the crossover, can't do it. Forster can though, and Clark's been fouled, I think. Has he been fouled, or have we did? Who did the foul? They did the foul. And it's a red card. That is massive. 3 minutes into the second half. Fareham have had a player sent off. We have a penalty and the opportunity to go 2 goals ahead in the game. It's Harris to take the penalty, and he scores. Bourne 3, 10-man Fareham Town 1. And hopefully the combination of the 2-goal cushion and the fact that they're down to 10 men will stop it being as competitive as it's been so far. I don't want a competitive match. I want to thump them and get into the second round and then get my big tie against Posh or Sunderland or Portsmouth away, the big money games. I want the glory or the money, or preferably both. I mean, away against Posh is going to be massive money for us. It's not Sunderland massive, but you'd expect 6,000-7,000 people to turn up. Half of that still going to be a massive pile of cash for us. We've got only 372 people here today, because obviously Fareham are just about at our level, even though it's the FA Cup first round. We got over 2,000 people in here for the 4th qualifying round, but obviously that was against National League opposition. That was against a big team. I'm not sure this is entirely how it would happen in real life. I think if Bourne got to the first round of the FA Cup, I live 10 miles from Bourne. If they got to the first round of the FA Cup, I think I'd probably go to that match, and I've never been to a Bourne match in my life. Would not consider myself a Bourne fan. I don't think I'd have too much trouble filling Abbey Lawn if they got to the first round of the FA Cup. Forster's just made it 4-1, and I think we can start to get... I said I didn't want to get too overexcited. I think we can start to get overexcited now, because it looks like we're making it through to the second round of the FA Cup, which is insane. Drop a little bit of praise. I do want Carty to score a goal, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be his final appearance. And, you know, it'd be nice for him to get a goal on Match of the Day before he goes. Is the FA Cup still on BBC? Are they going to be on Match of the Day? That's what we're hoping for here. This is all of us, me included. First time on Match of the Day. And we're all very excited about it. Make a couple of changes and just hopefully keep things ticking over and not let Fareham back into the game. We're keeping the ball in their half, which is super duper important. Jackson, cross comes in. Give the ball to Carty. We want him to score a farewell goal. He may have only been here for less than 20 games, but he'll be long remembered as an excellent player for us. And Day is in to make it 5. And I think, as I mentioned in one of the previous episodes, with someone like Carty, especially with him going back to Ireland rather than moving into a conference team or a League Two team or wherever he would naturally end up, with him just going to Ireland, there's always the possibility, especially with him only being 18 years old, that if we can get 3 or 4 promotions together, we could potentially be bringing someone like that back when he's still only 22, 23, might be ready to come back. Oh, I might have a little go at the conference now. Now I've had my 4 years back in Ireland. You know what? We're going to give him the standing ovation, the goodbye. O'Rourke's going to come on. O'Rourke's his replacement. We already talked about him being brought in to be Carty's ultimate replacement. There he is, replacing him for the final 10 minutes of this game. We've got to go with the new boy. Carty's old news now. O'Rourke is where it's at, unless he turns them down. But I did try and offer him increased terms when the offers started coming in, and he wanted £2,000 per appearance. So I don't think there's any chance at all of us keeping him at the club. And it sounds like he's going to be getting himself some fairly decent money in Ireland. We'll have a look to see what his contract is when he goes. But if he's asking us for £2,000 an appearance, you've got to be expecting him to go there, and he must be earning £1,000 a week just as a salary, surely. Surely? I don't know. Day is in, and I thought Day was going to get himself a hat-trick on the telly. We're not actually on the telly. Highlights on the telly, though. And that would have been... I mean, all that's going to do is alert clubs to the fact that Day is just as good as Carty, and we probably don't want that. So calm yourself down, Marcus. Don't be kicking the ball too hard. Well done, lads. Good win. And now we get to go to the draw for the second round of the FA Cup and see who we've got next on this utterly ridiculous cup run. But first, let's check how much prize money we got and what the tie in total has done to our balance. So 61 grand is what we had in the bank prior to that game. We should be getting, I would assume, at least 20 grand prize money. Obviously, the attendance wasn't particularly high. £36,000 prize money. My word. So our balance now up to £99,000, and we've got at least one more payday to come. Second round draw coming up. Here we go then, second round draw. Portsmouth have been knocked out, so we can't get them. Kenny Jackett's been sacked as Portsmouth manager. Sunderland and Wigan still in. Peterborough Sports also still in, who are a local rival to us. Is that another equivalent division? No, so that's actually a division that we could move up into when we get promoted, hopefully, this season. But they're still in. But we are now the smallest team left in the competition. By rights, on that basis, we should get Sunderland away. We are the first name out of the hat, and we are at home again. Right, in that case, we'll have Peterborough Sports, please, so that we can get into the third round of the FA Cup and then go and do Manchester United away. That would be perfect. Let's have Peterborough Sports. Blackpool or Lincoln. We're going to sell out and we're going to get knocked out. That's a bit of an anticlimax in the end. I'm not sure when that game will take place. I guess it will be next episode. We're not going to race forward and do it today. It's going to be around here somewhere, isn't it? But yeah, that'll be next episode. But for now, we need to keep our winning form going in the league against title rivals and local rivals. The team that are going to chase us all the way up through the leagues, Blackstones. It's not Carty's final game. We've got him for 2 more months. He doesn't join Cork City until 1st of January. We have got a lot of football to play between now and the 1st of January. If we get the LOLLUJO view on, you can see that we've got another 10 league games. We've got the FA Cup second round. Carty's here for a while yet, but as suspected, he is going to be on an awful lot of money there. £1,500 a week. Cork City are going to be paying him, in contrast to the £120 per appearance he's getting with us at the moment. I suspect he might be playing to avoid injury. Although, to be fair, he can go there and get injured now. It doesn't matter to him, does he? £1,500 a week. What a pay rise. Yeah, I decided we'd show the next round in this episode after all. We've jumped forward 3 matches. We beat Blackstones, we beat Deeping Rangers, we lost to Peterborough Northern Star. So the league is looking like this. I know we've not seen a league game for a little while, but as you can see, the league's kind of taking care of itself. The FA Cup's where all the interesting stuff's happening. So we're still 6 points clear with 2 games in hand in the league. Connor Carty, miles clear as top scorer and best player and most man of the match. He's doing all right. But today we have a Lincolnshire derby in the FA Cup as we take on Lincoln in the FA Cup second round. Lincoln are mid-table in League One. They should and almost certainly will absolutely batter us. But it's going to be interesting seeing how many people turn up and how much money we make from it. So let's check in again with the money. We've got £90,000 sat there in the bank pre-match, and this is the team we're putting out there for this game. In goal, we've got new boy Josh Barnes in goal. He's only played for us once before, but he's our new goalkeeper. I don't think there's any of... Oh, there are a couple more new signings in the team. We'll check in with them as we get to them. So we've got Pearson at left back, because we've got an injury to Ben Jackson, who made his debut earlier in the episode. He's now injured. So Pearson moves over to left back. New boy Archie Davis comes in at right back, who's signed as a midfield player. But I mean, he's also the best right back at the club as well. I feel like he's a player I've had already this year, maybe at Kings Lynn. Did we have Archie Davis and James Clark both at Kings Lynn competing for the right back spot? Let me know down in the comments. We've got Ellis and Taylor in the middle there. Central midfield is Callum Maycock, who I'm not sure if you saw him before. You might have seen him. Callum Maycock alongside Danny Rose, who is a new signing. He's not the one off of Spurs. He's the one off of Manchester United from many years ago. But, I mean, he was playing in League Two last year. Huge, long Football League career. And then we've got Forster on the left wing, Reed, who you saw in the last match, on the right wing, and Day and Carty up front. This is a big day for Connor Carty and also for Marcus Day. Carty obviously wants to show that he could compete in League One if he wanted to, but he's decided he wants to go to Ireland. And Day needs to show that he's the future of goals here at Bourne. I can't believe we're playing against a team that's got players I've actually heard of him. Michael Bostwick at the back. What's his face up front, who we tried to sign for Bristol Rovers. There's a lot of very good players in this Lincoln side. I mean, they're mid-table in League One, like I said. So there's going to be lots of good players, and they're going to be better than us. And look at the Abbey Lawn. Absolutely rammed with people. The capacity here is 3,000. If we've not hit 3,000 people here today, then I don't understand football. Carty is in! Oh, that would have been absolutely ridiculous if Carty had put us ahead against our county capital namesake people, Lincoln. We're a long way from Lincoln, but Bourne is Lincolnshire. It's about as far away from Lincoln as you can get and stay in Lincolnshire, but it's Lincolnshire all the same. And this has been a fairly even first 15 minutes or so. We don't look like we're from 6 tiers below Lincoln in the league structure. Obviously, as soon as they grab their first goal, which is presumably now, that will all change. They hit the post, but then they do score. Is he the guy I tried to sign for Bristol Rovers? I feel like he is. There was definitely a striker called Tyler. It could have been... Is Tyler Roberts a thing? Could it have been Tyler Roberts instead? Maybe that's who we tried to sign. Either way, we're 1-0 down after 15 minutes, and I think it's probably going to be rather painful from here on in. But we'll keep plugging away. You know, we're playing League One opposition with a 4-2-4. We're not gonna sacrifice the mentality that's got us this far just because we're playing against a team much better than us. That sets a horrible precedent for the future. We don't want to be a team that goes into a Champions League final with a back five. We need to attack. That's my basis for picking the team today. What do I want to do in the Champions League final in 20 seasons' time? I think it's a good basis to pick a team based on when you're down in Tier 9. I still maintain we've not looked completely out of it, but obviously Bourne do just... not Bourne, we're Bourne. Lincoln do just have that little bit of extra quality that you'd expect from a Football League team. But we do have our star. If we can get the ball to Carty, who knows what might happen. Davies intercepts, ball forward, looking for Day. Day's got it, plays it into Reed. Reed trying to slot Carty in. Carty is in. Can he get there? He can. Connor Carty, a 32nd goal of the season for him. It's only November. A 32nd goal of the season for Connor Carty. And he must be amongst the top scorers in the FA Cup so far this season. I think that's his 6th or 7th goal in this competition. I think the top scorer at the moment is on 8. It would be lovely if he could leave the club top scorer in the FA Cup. Amongst other... I mean, he's setting all kinds of records. I wish there had been a way to keep him. He was obviously far too good for us in the first place, and we are going to miss him. But goodness me, is he at it again today? And Reed, now down the right-hand side, trying to play Day in. It was a really poor pass. And now Lincoln looking to counter-attack, but we've got the ball back through. Davis on the right-hand side finds Reed again. Reed trying to play it through to Carty. In fact, it's Day that he's aiming for. Forget aiming for Day. Just give the ball to Carty and see what he can do with it. He's already proven he can score against League One opposition. I guess the dream scenario financially here for us is to get a draw, get the replay, because then we get all the monies, and we love monies. Passionately, there's nothing to lose. No. Calmly, then, nothing to lose. Go out there and give it your best. That's all we can say. We've got maybe at a push one player who could potentially compete with these players. The rest of them are giving it a good go, but it's even the ones that have got Football League experience, they're players who'd kind of drifted out of their League Two teams a year ago. So we haven't got any League One players, but my word, have we got some spirit about us to be 1-1 going into the second half. Walker's in again for them. Barnes makes a great save. He's having a very good game in goal. And Davis now charging down the right-hand side, has options ahead of him. He's decided he doesn't want them. Davis is going all on his own, trying to find Carty again. It ends up with Rose on the edge of the area. Rose plays it into Day. Maycock from range, and it's just over. But that was a great run from Aaron Davis, who definitely just announcing to everybody that I signed him to play in midfield, but he might be in the process of making that right-back position his own. Pearson is gazing over at him. He's nervous because he knows he's our right-back and he's only covering at left-back, and he's seeing how well Davis is playing. Right, Forster's not having a very good game at all. Youngster Stefan Vukoji. Vukoji? I have no idea. He scored for us in the league in his last game, I think. The last game he played. I don't think it was the last game we played. And we're also going to bring on Fidel O'Rourke, or Fidel O'Rourke, I guess it would be, maybe, to play alongside Carty at the expense of Day. We are still in this. Let's get creative. A draw would be amazing. That would be better than any result we could have sensibly hoped for. Alex Reed not having the best of games. We don't really have anyone who can come on for him, though. I'm going to make the change. We'll take Danny Rose off. Danny Rose is tiring. Benson can come on for him. We can swap those two over, get Benson into his preferred box-to-box midfielder position. And can we dream a little bit with 10 minutes to go? It would be ridiculous, but just imagine it. Reed trying to beat his man. He can't quite do it, and now Lincoln have got the opportunity to counter-attack at us once again. They have been by far and away the best team in the game, but it's our spirit that's keeping us in it, and hopefully it can keep us in it for another 10-15 minutes or so, either for a late winner or a replay. Either of them would be great, but Lincoln really starting to pile the pressure on now, and I'm not feeling particularly hopeful because these highlights are all Lincoln. Look at these stats. The shots are very much building up for Lincoln at this point, and we've given away a penalty, haven't we? With 4 minutes to go, we've given away a penalty. Poor old Pearson has not had a very good day. I've just noticed there is 2,700 people here, which I think is a record attendance. And there we have what presumably is going to be the winning goal for Lincoln. We're going to go attacking, actually. And we're just going to throw everyone forward and hope that we can find a really unlikely equaliser. I don't rate our chances of doing it. And we didn't. But goodness me, did we put up a good fight there. That was a pleasing performance. That was one of the best performances we could have hoped for in the circumstances. Let's see how much money we've got. I don't know if we get prize money for getting knocked out. It feels like Lincoln should give us half the prize money because we gave it a good go. We got the moral victory. Is there not any moral victory prize money? Do you not have a performance of the round prize? And there you go. We do get a little bit of money. So £6,000 plus presumably gate receipts as well pushes us up to £120,000, which doesn't quite sort us out for 3 years, which we talked about away to Sunderland would sort us out for 3 years. But it's certainly sorted us out for the next year or so. We're not going to need any more of Simic Powell's money. So hopefully that means it's less likely that he's going to want to move on. Because every time I look at this, there you go, he loves the club again now. The last time I looked here, he was interested in a board takeover. So I think the fact that he's not got to put his money in his pocket again anytime soon, he's happy to stick around for a little bit longer, which is awesome. But with the FA Cup distraction now over, what a performance it was. So did Carty get onto the top scorers list? No, because I don't think he quite got enough. There he is. Look, joint fourth in the FA Cup top scorers this season so far, which is no mean feat. But now we've got that distraction out of the way, we need to focus back in on the league again. We'll play a whole load of league games because, as you can see, we are almost already there. So let's fly forward to probably maybe even the end of January. We've played a lot of games already this season. Somewhere around here, play maybe 8 or so games, and then just do 2 more matches, 2 more games, 2 more episodes this season, assuming things continue to go well, and it's going to end in promotion. Oh, that cup run was fun. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.